Hi again, everyone. I'm back once again. So yes, I want to be doing another video today. As you guys can tell, I am reviewing Terrifier 2 now. So this movie, oh, wow, I have quite a few thoughts about this one. Definitely my thoughts are mixed on this one. Terrifier 2, compared to the first film, I mean, there were some things in the first film that were also kind of odd. But this movie too, especially. Oh, wow. But positives, definitely. I like the old school, low budget feel that this movie has, which is, you know, similar to the first Terrifier movie. I definitely think that these two movies are kind of, you know, taking inspiration from movies like Halloween, and you can definitely also hear that with the score. Like, there are certain moments within the score of this movie that definitely feel right out of Halloween. And oh, if you guys are, you know, into the whole slasher of it all in regards to gore, this will definitely be a pleaser for those of you. But I must say, it was a very, 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 very gory, very violent movie, which is why I only recommend adults watching this movie. Definitely, I don't think anyone younger than 18 should watch this. No, not at all. Terrifier 2, definitely something that only adults should watch. Especially one scene in the third act of this movie. Oh my goodness. For those of you that do not like the idea of kids getting hurt in movies, that's another reason I only recommend adults watching this movie. I don't want kids to see this movie. There's one scene in particular in the third act of this movie where, for those of you that are sensitive to kids getting hurt in movies, I recommend not watching this movie at all. That scene actually bothered me. Probably the most out of all the other scenes in this movie. And this movie was violent as hell. And, you know, in regards to Art the Clown, the actor, he's great in the role. Like, I think he's very, very creepy and also has some very creative kills. Oh my goodness, very creative. And then also, in regards to the lead character, Sienna. Her name was Sienna. I liked what they did with her character. At the same time, though, it was rather questionable. Some of the things that they did throughout the film, some weird things that definitely need explaining in future installments, which is why I'm guessing that there's going to be probably another Terrifier movie, because there was actually a post-credit scene, a very extended post-credit scene in this movie, and, you know, obviously teasing another installment, and I can definitely see that they're building a franchise here. Yeah, there's definitely some things in this movie that need more explaining. And Art the Clown, definitely think he's more of an entity than he is human. Like, kind of like Pennywise in the It movies, but not necessarily. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Art the Clown going forward, because, yeah, he seems like more of an entity than he is actually human. So, and yeah, the post-credit scene of this movie reminded me of one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, oddly. But yeah, I definitely think that this movie is worth watching for hardcore slasher fans that are adults. But, ooh, that one scene in the third act, oh my god. And then also, another thing that I also didn't really care for in this movie was Sienna's mom. Wow. I mean, there were moments where she seemed like a nice person, but then, like, completely unbearable, completely unlikable. I mean, I know there's a lot of unlikable characters in slasher films, but Sienna's mom in this movie, wow, she was, oh my completely unlikable, completely unbearable. It's like the one aspect about this movie, as well as that scene in the third act, that really hold this back for me as being an actually decent film. So yeah, I have some mixed thoughts about Terrifier 2. Granted, I do think that it is, I wouldn't say slightly better than the first film, but in regards to, like, increasing the body count and also just being a lot more violent and gruesome and bloody, definitely a lot more of that in this one. Probably one of the most graphic slasher films I've seen in quite a while. But yeah, if I had to give a grade for this movie, I'd probably in the more like a C plus, probably C plus. Not a great film because of the things that I mentioned, just some things that were really holding it back for me for actually being a really good film. But also not terrible. I've seen worse horror films. But yeah, that is my review for Terrifier 2. I definitely think it's a movie that only adults should watch. Not kids, especially, or teenagers for that matter. Only adults. So yeah, that's my review for Terrifier 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.